Ida to the staff at Mercy General in Seattle, Lily Bennett was a mistake HR somehow let slip through. She didn't talk much. She avoided eye contact, and whenever a monitor beeped too sharply or a metal tray clattered, her shoulders would twitch like she'd been struck. For 3 months, the nurses whispered. The residents joked. Even the orderlies rolled their eyes. "Careful," charge nurse Jessica would say, loud enough for Lily to hear. "Don't startle the ghost. She might drop the meds." The worst was Dr. Caleb Sterling, second-year resident, perfect hair, perfect arrogance. He treated the ER like it was his personal stage. One night at 2 a.m., under those buzzing fluorescent lights, Sterling watched Lily quietly organizing charts and smirked. "Why does she move like she's waiting for permission to breathe?" he said. Jessica snorted. "Her hands shake when she pours coffee. How is she supposed to start an IV?" Lily heard every word. She always did. Not because she was nosy. Because once, long ago, she'd lived in places where hearing the wrong sound at the wrong time meant someone didn't come home. But here, she kept her head down. She absorbed the humiliation. She took the worst tasks. She apologized for things she didn't do. Because Mercy General wasn't her dream. It was her hiding place. And hiding was the only thing keeping her alive on the inside. Sterling found a reason to corner her almost every shift. "Room 402, he snapped one evening. "Post-op patient. Blood pressure's climbing. I told you to push the medication. Why isn't it done?" Lily swallowed. "His heart rate is low, doctor. I was worried it could—" Sterling slammed his palm onto the counter. The bang echoed. Other nurses flinched. Lily didn't flinch, but something in her eyes tightened, like a door locking. "You don't worry, Bennett," Sterling hissed. "You obey." Her voice came out small. "Yes, doctor." And she walked away while Jessica muttered, "She's going to get someone killed." Lily stepped into the medication room, pressed her back to the cool tile, and breathed in shallow, measured counts like she'd been taught. For a second, the hospital smell disappeared, and in its place came smoke, fuel, and blood. A young man's voice in her memory. "Stay with me, Doc. Please, stay with me." Lily squeezed her eyes shut until it passed. She wasn't Doc anymore. She was just Lily Bennett. Just a quiet new nurse. Just invisible. 2 weeks later, the ER was drowning. A multi-car pileup on I-5 flooded Mercy General with wrecked bodies and screaming families. Every bed was full. Nurses ran. Techs shouted. Doctors barked orders that got lost in the noise. Lily was assigned to Triage Bay 3, assisting Sterling with a construction worker named Mike. He was awake, pale, sweating through his shirt, breathing like every inhale cost money. Sterling glanced at him and waved it off. "Seatbelt bruising. Chest X-ray when we can. Give pain relief and move him to the hallway." Mike gripped the sheets. "Doc, it hurts to breathe." Sterling sighed like the man was inconveniencing him. "That's what pain does." He turned away. Lily didn't move the bed. She watched Mike's throat, the strain in his neck, the uneven rise of his chest. "Doctor," she said quietly. Sterling looked back, annoyed. "What?" "Don't move him." The words didn't come out timid this time. They came out flat, like an order. Sterling stepped closer. "You don't diagnose. You don't command. You—" The monitor screamed. Mike's eyes rolled. His blood pressure crashed. The room snapped into panic. Sterling's confidence evaporated. "Crash cart! Call anesthesia! We need to—" "No time," Lily said. She moved with a speed that didn't match the ghost nurse everyone mocked. In one clean motion, she performed an emergency intervention. Fast, decisive, practiced. There was a sharp hiss. Mike's body pulled in a violent, grateful breath. The monitor calmed. Color returned to his face like someone turned the lights back on. The entire bay went silent. Sterling stared at Lily like he'd just met a stranger wearing her skin. "What did you just do?" he whispered. Lily's shoulders folded back into themselves like she regretted existing. "I panicked. I'm sorry." Sterling's ego couldn't survive being wrong in front of everyone. He pointed toward the hall. "Get out. You're done here. I'm reporting this. You'll never work in medicine again." Lily nodded once. "Yes, doctor." And she walked out. In the locker room, she sat on a bench and untied her shoes like she was removing a life that didn't fit. Her bag was half-packed when she felt it. A vibration in the air, a deep, heavy thump that made the walls hum. Her head lifted slowly. "No," she whispered. The sound grew louder. Rotors, not the light flutter of a hospital medevac. This was heavier. Military. The windows rattled. Ceiling dust drifted down like ash. Down in the parking lot, staff ran outside and froze. A matte black helicopter descended like a shadow with teeth. It landed hard in the staff lot, knocking a reserved parking sign clean over. The rotors stayed hot, chopping the air into a storm. Then the side door opened. 4 men jumped out. Not guardsmen, not regular military. These men moved like predators, gear layered over muscle, faces hard, weapons held with casual certainty, not threat, just habit. The lead operator had a red beard and eyes that looked like they'd seen too much and slept too little. Dr. Sterling stormed outside anyway, furious and offended by reality. "You can't land here," he screamed over the rotor wash. "This is a hospital." The bearded man didn't stop. He walked straight through Sterling like Sterling was a piece of furniture. Sterling stumbled backward into a line of carts, humiliated in front of half the ER. The operator reached the sliding doors and spoke into his headset. "Havoc actual, on deck. Securing the asset." Asset. The hospital administrator, Mr. Henderson, tried to block them. "You can't bring weapons inside." The operator's gaze snapped onto him. "Move." Henderson stuttered. "I'll call the police." The operator leaned in just enough for Henderson to understand the world had shifted. "Sir, you are interfering with a federal operation. Move, now." Henderson moved. The waiting room went dead quiet as the 4 men entered. The bearded man scanned the nurse's station. "Where is she?" he barked. Jessica, usually fearless, looked like her bones had turned to water. "Who?" "The nurse. Quiet one. Scars on her hands." His voice sharpened. "Where is Valkyrie?" Jessica blinked. We have a Lily Bennett." Sterling laughed, breathless. "Oh my God, you're here for her? I just fired her. She assaulted me." The operator turned slowly toward Sterling. "You fired her?" Sterling straightened his coat. "Yes, she's unstable." The operator's voice dropped, dangerous and calm. "Doctor, you just compromised the best combat trauma specialist my community has left." Sterling's mouth opened. No sound came out. "Find her," the operator ordered. Lily had one hand on the exit bar when she heard boots in the hall. Heavy. Certain. Familiar. Then a voice she hadn't heard in 18 months. "Valkyrie." Lily froze. She turned. The bearded man stood in the doorway. Commander Jack Hayes. Call sign, Breaker. His eyes softened the moment he saw her, like relief and fear were sharing the same space. "I'm not her," Lily said, voice cracking. "I'm out." Breaker took a step forward, palms open. "I didn't come to drag you back for fun." Lily's throat tightened. "Then why bring a helicopter?" Breaker swallowed. For the first time, the invincible man looked unsure. "It's Tex," he said. Lily's face drained. "No." "He took a hit on a training op. We couldn't make it to base. Closest level 1 is here." Breaker's voice dropped. "And it's complicated. The surgeons here won't know what they're dealing with." Lily shook her head. "They can help him." Breaker's eyes locked onto hers. "They can kill him trying." A beat of silence. Then, "He asked for you," Breaker said quietly. "He said, 'Don't come for you.' But I did." Lily's hands trembled, those mocked hands, until she clenched them into fists. She looked down at her bag, at the old dog tags hidden inside. Then she exhaled like surrender. "Where is he?" she asked. Breaker's shoulders loosened. "In the bird." Lily's voice turned sharp, professional, like the quiet nurse had been peeled away. "Get Trauma Bay 1 cleared. Blood ready. And I need a set of non-magnetic surgical tools. Now." Breaker nodded once, like receiving orders from someone who outranked gravity. "Yes, ma'am." Trauma Bay 1 became a fortress. 2 operators stood at the doors. No one entered without permission. Tex lay on the table, pale, breathing in short, shallow pulls. His eyes fluttered open when Lily stepped in. Even broken and bleeding, he managed a grin. "Told you she'd come." "Save your strength," Lily said, but her voice softened for half a second. Jessica stood nearby, shaking. Yet she stayed. She hung fluids, called for blood, followed Lily's commands without a question. Outside, Sterling screamed about lawsuits and arrests. Inside, Lily didn't even look up. Minutes crawled like hours. A radiology tech arrived with a tray of specialized tools, hands trembling so badly the tray rattled. Lily nodded to him. "You did good. Stand back when I tell you." The room held its breath. Lily worked with a steadiness that didn't look human. Not flashy, not dramatic, just exact. And then, through the glass, Sterling pounded again until a distant boom shook the building. Car alarms erupted outside. Sterling stopped mid-rant. Everyone did. Breaker's eyes flicked to Lily. Lily didn't flinch. She didn't look away from her patient. "Continue," she said. And she did. When it was over, Tex's numbers stabilized. His breathing smoothed. His skin regained color. Lily stepped back like her body remembered it was allowed to be tired. Her knees threatened to fold. Breaker caught her, steadying her without making a show of it. "Easy, Doc," he murmured. Lily didn't correct him. The doors finally opened. The hallway was packed. CEO, security, nurses, 2 police officers, and Sterling at the front, like a man desperate to reclaim power. "There!" Sterling shouted, pointing at Lily. "Arrest her! She endangered the hospital." Before anyone could move, a weak voice cut through the noise. "Reckless?" Tex, bandaged, swaying, stood in the doorway behind Lily. Sterling blinked. "You shouldn't be up." Tex stared at him with pure contempt. "Do you know who saved my life?" Sterling sneered. "She's a nurse." Tex's laugh was dry. "That name is a cover. That woman is Lieutenant Commander Lily Mitchell, call sign Valkyrie." A hush fell. Even the cops looked uncertain now. Tex continued, louder. "She kept Tier 1 operators alive in places you couldn't find on a map. She's the reason some of us have a pulse." The chief of medicine, Dr. Thorne, stepped forward slowly, eyes narrowing as recognition hit. "Mitchell," he whispered, "the Afghanistan case study. That was you." Lily gave one small nod. "Yes, sir." Sterling's face lost its color. Breaker pulled out a satellite phone, hit speaker. A voice boomed through the hall, an admiral, sharp as steel. "The woman you're looking at is a protected national asset," the admiral said. "If anyone presses charges, I will personally ensure this hospital loses every federal dollar it depends on. Do I make myself clear? Henderson nearly dropped to his knees. Crystal clear. The Admiral's tone softened slightly. Mitchell, we need you back. Lily stared at the floor for 1 second, then lifted her head. I'm not going back downrange, she said. Breaker looked shocked. Lily continued, voice steady. But I'm not staying here either. A beat. I want to train the next generation, Lily said. Make them better, faster, smarter. So fewer people bleed out on tables like this. On the phone, the Admiral didn't hesitate. Done. Report stateside. You'll have full authority. Breaker exhaled, half laughing like he'd been holding his breath for months. Lily turned to Jessica. The charge nurse looked terrified, like she expected judgment. Instead, Lily took her hand gently. You stayed, Lily said. That matters. Don't let anyone convince you it doesn't. Jessica's eyes filled. I'm sorry for what we... Be better tomorrow, Lily said softly. That's enough. Then Lily faced Sterling. He couldn't meet her eyes. You've got good hands, Lily told him, but you don't have humility. And without humility, you'll hurt people. She leaned closer, voice low. Next time a quiet nurse hesitates, ask why. And she walked away. Outside, the Black Hawk waited, rotors starting up again. Lily climbed in, sitting beside Tex. As the helicopter lifted, Mercy General shrank beneath them. Lily reached into her pocket, pulled out her dog tags, and let them rest against her chest. Not as a secret. As a truth. 6 months later, a classroom at a Navy training base sat in dead silence. 50 candidates watched the door like it might bite them. It opened. Commander Lily Mitchell walked in. Calm, controlled, eyes sharp. She set a pointer on the desk and scanned them like she could read their futures. My name is Commander Mitchell, she said. You are not here to learn bandages. You are here to learn how to think when fear is screaming in your ear. She paused. And if your hands shake, she added, quieter, good. That means you care. I'll teach you how to work anyway. If you enjoyed this story, you're watching Kindness Valley. Tell me in the comments, would you have trusted Lily sooner? Or would you have followed the hospital hierarchy like Dr. Sterling did? And if you want more powerful stories like this, subscribe and turn on notifications, because Kindness Valley brings you new emotional high-stakes dramas every week.